World of Warcraft is full of strange creatures. We have different types of fish, we have different types of sheep, even mechanical ones, we have fell cursed creatures. But did you guys know that there are actually quite many squirrels in WoW? And today we're going to have a look at the pointless top 10 squirrels in World of Warcraft. I'm so excited.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pointless Top 10, a show where we make top 10 lists out of pointless things. Why are we flying by this pointless statue in Booty Bay? Because inside pointless things are treasure. Let's begin. 10. Number 10 is No Arm the Squirrel, and No Arm the Squirrel is located in the SI7
No
part
Arm
of Old
Squirrel?
Town in Stormwind, and he is with Doc Mixel Pixel, who I guess is his owner or something. I have no idea, but
Most
Doc
likely.
Mixel Pixel's a gnome that helps Alliance rogues, or he used to help Alliance rogues affected by the touch of Zanzil. But here's the thing, No Arm the Squirrel has arms.
Yeah.
Why is he named No Arm? There's really no lore behind it. I couldn't find anything. There is a possibility maybe this guy gave him prosthetic squirrel arms or something. But if he did, they have to be
It's possible because he's a gnome, right? And we got mecha gnomes, and mecha gnomes, they have prosthetics. That would make sense.
some amazing prosthetics because he just looks like he's a, regular squirrel.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a mystery behind this one, but I mean, at the end of the day, he is just a squirrel named No Arm, but I guess we'll never know anything more than that. He might just also have a weird spelling of his name, and it's actually Norm, and people think it's No Arm, but it's
Oh, like
actually Norm
Norm.
the Squirrel. That's another possibility, but I don't think we're going to get too much of a deep dive into Norm, No Arm squirrel lore, so that's number 10. 9. Number 9 are the Dappled Hoarder Squirrels, and Dappled
Oh.
Hoarder Squirrels are located in the heart of the forest in Ardenweld and various other spots.
Wait a second, I think they come as a battle pet if I'm not mistaken. You can catch them there even. Like you can battle them, right? And then you can catch them if I'm not mistaken. They actually have a very cool looking skin.
Spots of Ardenweld, and they're just cool looking. They have tails
Yes.
made out of leaves. If you look real closely, you'll see they have a bunch of leaves for
And they have
tails.
glowing
or at least,
eyes.
Tails that look like leaves. It's probably more like a camouflage thing. They got these crazy, they're almost like fox Volparen types of ears, and then
Yeah,
they
like
have
a
these
Volpara.
big glowy yellow eyes. So they're just really cool looking squirrels, and they're not, they don't have any named character squirrels. They don't have any crazy stuff, but this is what this series is all about. It's about finding the little things and giving them some love, and that's why the Dappled Hoarders are number 9. 8. Number 8 is Kebab Nibbles, and Kebab Nibbles is a
sitting on his
squirrel that
head?
sits on top of Conan the Dogbarian's head in the Nayeli Lagoon in Krasarong Wilds. And this is just a weird one, because there's no comments about Conan the Dogbarian or Kebab Nibbles. I figured somebody would comment on Conan the Dogbarian, but there's nothing on Wowhead. There's really nothing on Wowpedia outside of what I just told you. And
Maybe it's another thing that Blizzard add to the game and they forgot about. Just like this giant sword stuck in Azeroth, right? They also forgot about it. Maybe they added him, wanted to give him some backstory, but then they just completely forgot about it. I mean, that wouldn't be the first time that Blizzard does this, right? So yeah, maybe that's the story.
it's like, I don't know. I mean, Conan the Dogbarian is clearly a reference to Conan the Barbarian.
Barbarian, yes.
And maybe Kebab Nibbles is a reference to like the person who thought up Conan the Dogbarian and put him in the game. They're like, I'm gonna be on his head as a squirrel, or like,
Maybe
you know what
it's
I
a
mean? Like something like
reference,
that.
yeah.
But outside of that, I got nothing, man. There's just some Pandaren sitting around fishing, which is great. And I don't know. I like to think that maybe they were both out in the wild and they just stumbled across each other and became animal friends. You know how like in cartoons and stuff that
Yeah,
happens. So maybe
like-
that's what happened here.
like that.
The adventures of Kebab and Conan. The adventures of Kebab and Conan will be right back after you hit the like button and subscribe. Sorry, that was terrible. We got to move on. That was number 8. 7. Speaking of squirrels that are standing on top of
gray
other
one.
animals, we've got Junkie Mo at number 7.
Junkie
And
Mo.
Junkie Mo is a squirrel in the Eye of Azshara that is initially captured by the Violet Sail pirates and held in a
no.
pet cage. And you rescue it, and after you rescue Junkie Mo, he's seen standing on top of Speedy 4, which is the turtle's name.
Speedy
These
4.
are just phenomenal names. Also, I think Junkie Mo
Maybe that's a racing turtle, that's why he's called that. But it's cool that he has a different color. Like this makes this squirrel different because it's gray.
was just either really dirty or he's like on fire because he's just got steam coming from him. Like,
Oh, he
you know
got
how
burned.
Pigpen
That's why
from
he's gray.
Peanut Snoopy has all the dust clouds all around him. So I don't know if he's like that because maybe he's like junkies all dirty and stuff, or like if he's just a squirrel that's got steam coming off him. I have no idea. I would say the
He's
first one's
half-burnt.
probably more plausible. But the whole quest chain is that you help all these animals get away from the pet poaching pirates, and then you bring them back to Dalaran, and that's that. But overall, it's a weird little quest line and a weird thing to find in World of Warcraft, but just the fact that this squirrel is named Junkie Mo is good enough for me to put him at number 7. 6. Number 6 are the squirrels from the On Nuts World Quest in Val'sharah. And if you're wondering why the footage here looks very suspicious,
Yeah.
it's because we couldn't actually get the world quest to happen in time for the filming of this and recording. And it was like, well, we got to improvise, right?
I hate this so much when I make mount guides and stuff. So, like, I actually had a list of mount guides I wanted to make where I actually get drops of, like, rare mounts. And sometimes I was, like, recording and this rare didn't drop the mount. Or I got the mount a day before I actually recorded it because I wanted to test out different methods how to get it faster or something, right? Also, like, realm hopping and stuff. And then I got the mount, but I was not recording with OBS. So I was like, damn, what should I do now? I already have the mount. But I didn't record it. Like, should I still make the guide and stuff? Yeah, this is what happens to my mount guides often. Like, I get it either after I record, and while I record, I don't get it, or I already have the mount. So, yeah.
Because you can't just have a pointless top 10 with no footage. So here we are. If you've been on this channel long enough, you're used to this type of thing. So Celestine of the Harvest says, what jokester spreads so many acorns around Lorlathil? I realize this task is of the humble variety, but could you relocate some of those squirrels and crack a few nuts while you're at it? And as you can see, here's some screenshots from Wowhead of the squirrels taking over the house and the inn or whatever it is, and then some squirrels on the lamppost. There's one of the acorn nuts.
Wait, you need to catch them for it, right?
And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a big squirrel takeover of the town, and you got to help relocate the squirrels, move them around.
Yeah,
it's a fun little goofy world quest, and that's why it's number 6. 5. Number 5 is Chufa, and Chufa is a soul shape in the form of a squirrel located in Ardenweld. And I believe this is the...
There's also a soul shape form of a squirrel you can unlock. I'm not sure if this is from the quest or something, but there's a way you can also turn into a squirrel. Like, the cool thing about, like, Night Phase, about, like, the soul shape forms, there are, like, some you can unlock from, like, quests and rewards and stuff like that. And, yeah, like, Chufa, like, this form, you can also have it.
Chufa is a soul shape in the form of a squirrel located in Ardenweld. And I believe this is the only soul-shaped squirrel in the game, unless I'm crazy, which it's quite possible. But a soul shape, if you don't know, is an ability unlocked for members of the Night Fae Covenant. It changes the player's form into that of an animal, blinks them a distance forward, and temporarily increases their movement speed. Critter shapes are smaller soul-shaped forms that are activated when it's used in a rest area, and Chufa handles the critter shapes, giving you the options to swap forms and even deactivate critter shape effects. And since the arrival of the first mortal soul to Ardenweld, the Winter Queen has granted the boon of soul shaping to the souls who join her realm so that they may tend to the forest even without a mortal body. According to Talora, the Night Elf Wisps are a type of soul shape. And Chufa is just a good guy. He looks out for his other soul-shaped friends. He helps you out, and he's just, he's just friendly. And that's why he's number 5. 4.
What I'm always wondering about those soul-shaped animals that help you also, Chufa, how did they look like before they died? Like in Azeroth. Like, I'm assuming that most of them here are like night elves, right? Like, I've heard that like a high percentage of the souls in Ardenweald are actually night elves, right? So yeah, I wonder what Chufa was like. Was he like a night elf druid, a warrior or something? Maybe he was a different race. Too bad we never see them in their mortal form, basically, the soul-shaped creatures.
He's just friendly. And that's why he's number 5. 4. Number 4 are the angry little squirrels. And you might have guessed it. They're angry
I know this
little squirrels. They're quite little, actually. They're smaller than most other squirrels. They're very angry. And they have one ability, which is Angry Little Acorn. Viciously throw an acorn at your target, dealing 0 damage.
Wait, you have to save them from the fire,
The way it works is the elementals come up, and then they just start throwing their acorns at them. Like, get out of here. And, they're not doing any damage. Literally, they're doing 0 damage, but They're also part of the achievement, and the meek shall inherit Kalimdor, along with the alpine songbird, Hygel bear cubs, and child of Tortola. And that's where you help each of the following critters get revenge on the mean old fire elementals.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? They're contributing. They're trying. And sometimes trying's half the battle,
Just
right?
want to protect nature.
I appreciate these angry little squirrels, even though they are really not doing that much. They're giving
they're
it their all.
pointless.
They're fighting
That's
for
why
their
the
land,
pointless
dude.
top
They
10.
want this forest, and they're not going to give it up without a fight. And that's why they're number 4. 3. It's broken free. Run for your lives. It's nuts. Number 3 is Nuts. Nuts is a mechanical squirrel that is summoned at the secret lab in Azshara. And in order for hunters to tame this pet, you actually have to have the Mecha Bond imprint.
Wait a second. I can have a mechanical, like a mecha squirrel as a pet on my hunter? I need to get this. I actually have a Mechanome hunter.
Azshara. And in order for hunters to tame this pet, you actually have to have the Mecha Bond imprint matrix or be a gnome
I'm a
slash
Mechanome.
goblin.
I can do
There's
this.
also this whole process you have to go through to summon Nuts, which is you have to read this book, and then you have to activate the thorium manifold and the antimatter containment and the flux containment release and the hydrosync router, and then Nuts will spawn. Everyone freaks out, and he just looks around like a normal squirrel. But he's not a normal squirrel.
'Cause he burns
He's a
the place.
robot. And he's Nuts. And I never even knew about Nuts, but now that I know about Nuts, I actually really want him as a pet. I think it'd be really cool to have a robot squirrel pet.
I
you know?
need to get this
so
one.
maybe in my WoW leveling series, we'll actually go and tame Nuts. And that'll probably add on like another 2 years to my WoW leveling series. But I think it'll be worth it. Plus, I think Nuts is just, he's a cool robot squirrel. He's got the green eyes, he's got the metal tail, he's got all the bolts and stuff. And
like one issue I have on my hunter with pets, like there's some pets that are just so freaking tiny. I hope he gets a big model if you tame him on max level, right? And he's not too tiny. Because imagine you have like this robotic giant squirrel follow you around and attack your enemies. That would actually be really cool.
The metal
I hope he's not too tiny when I tame him.
All the bolts and stuff. And for being a robot squirrel, he actually has a lot of fluid movements. Like, he moves really well. It's almost like he's the normal squirrel with a skin over the top of him. But that can't be it.
He has the same model. That's
he's
why.
number 3. 2. Number 2 are the carnivorous squirrels in the Gloomshade Grove in Shadowmoon Valley.
Can you tame them too?
They are guarding the bubbling cauldron, which contains a void-boiled squirrel
undead squirrel.
and 10 to 20 garrison resources. Hooray. The void-boiled squirrel is actually an offhand that I think looks like a squirrel. I didn't actually look if it looks like a squirrel. Now I kind of want to see it. Does it look like a squirrel? It does not. What the shit is this? Why doesn't it look like a squirrel? I guess it's a little like cauldron thing with some bones in it.
Bones from
that should
squirrels.
be a squirrel. That's the top comments. This is not actually a squirrel. I am disappointed. That's a missed opportunity, Blizzard. All right, can we please get that patched up?
Creepy.
But anyway, these squirrels are actually insane. There's like a bunch of dead squirrels all over. They're like eating each other. They're eating you.
Yeah,
they're attacking
zombies.
you. They just keep coming in droves. And it's pretty insane. Apparently, these are most notable for lovely charm collector's kits, but as of February 2016, they no longer give any charms. I can see why. You would just go in here and they just keep spawning and spawning, but
They're not
it's
charming
still pretty
at all.
insane. I never even knew about this, and if I did do the quest back in the day, I blocked it out of my mind, but it's pretty wild, so I had to put this way up high on the list,
Can
and
you
that's
tame
why
them?
it's number 2. 1. And number 1 is Scholar. And Scholar is a human located in the Tannin jungle, and he sits on a wagon surrounded by
thinks he's a
squirrels who
squirrel?
he occasionally throws nuts to. And if you talk to him, he pelts you in the face with several nuts before realizing you're not a squirrel and says,
What?
"Oh, hello, friend. Even in the heart of a war-torn jungle, it's important to take care of the little ones. Hey, come here. Since you took the time to say hello, would you like
What a nice
gift?"
guy, though.
And he gives you a Scholar's bag of squirrel treats, and you can use it
That's
to
a toy,
feed
right?
the squirrels. And I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. And then I saw that it's a tribute to Scott Collar, a veteran Blizzard employee who passed away from cancer. And then I was like,
I'm sorry about
oh,
that.
this is really sad.
My condolences.
But still, what a tribute for him, man. He gets to live on feeding the squirrels and handing out bags of squirrel treats.
I actually absolutely love this, when gaming companies actually give tributes to either streamers or former employees or someone that like passed away and make them live on in a game. I think it's very sweet.
And handing out bags of squirrel treats.
I love that.
So rest in peace, Scott. And make sure you go
R.I.P.
get your own Scholar's bag of squirrel treats today and feed some squirrels.
I have to visit
and that's
this
why
guy.
Scholar is #1. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Pointless Top 10. Make sure to like, comment.
I absolutely, like, wow, Crando, if you're watching this, I absolutely love your Pointless Top 10 series. And let me tell you why. So, there's like a lot of stuff in WoW, and I feel like even though this game has been around for ages, there are just so many things that are being overlooked. Like those small details he always points out that we react to, right? Like, it's crazy that there are even such NPCs. Like, half of the Squirrels I knew about, but a lot I didn't knew about. And each time I actually watch those episodes here, I get like some idea of what I want to do like tonight in game, right? Like, oh, I want to have a new pet. I want this mecha squirrel now as my new hunter pet, this and that. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I sometimes actually, after watching those episodes, I go to the places where he pointed out that there is something like a strange bridge, a weird NPC, a weird pet or something, because I want to have a look at it in-game as well. But yeah, that's actually really interesting. Let me give this one a thumbs up. And now I know what new pet to get. And about the soul shape forms, I think I don't have all of them. But then again, Shadowlands is already over. Do I still want to farm those? I'm never gonna use them anyway, right? I unlocked Snake actually as a soul shape form, but I forgot from where it was from. It looks kind of interesting, the animation of the snake. But yeah, wow. Interesting. We will definitely check out more Pointless Top 10 episodes. I'm pretty sure there are some new ones coming soon. And yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more content. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. I wish everyone a wonderful day. I will see you guys next time.